Incredible discovery, little girl's whisper unveils 3 shocking family secrets with police and dog. In the quaint town of Maplewood, where sunlight danced through the trees and laughter echoed down the streets, adventure lurked in every corner, especially for 8-year-old Lily. One bright afternoon, she and her loyal rescue dog, Max, found themselves wandering into a secluded part of the local park. As Max tugged at his leash, an irresistible rustling caught their attention. Curious, Lily whispered, "What's hidden there, boy?" Little did she know, her innocent question would unravel secrets that would change everything. With excitement sparkling in her eyes, Lily ventured deeper into the underbrush, Max joyfully bounding beside her. When they reached a clearing, she stumbled upon an old, weather-beaten chest wedged under a gnarled root. Her heart raced. The cracked wood felt alive beneath her fingertips. When she pried it open, a cloud of dust danced around her. Inside were faded photographs and letters, remnants of forgotten tales. As she leafed through them, one image stopped her cold, a photo of her father, Officer Jim, standing proudly at a graduation ceremony. He looked so young, so full of promise. Yet somehow, the shadow behind his smile seemed heavier than she'd noticed before. Digging deeper, she found another picture, a glimpse of her mother, beaming on the track field, her athletic form alive with potential. But that glimmer dimmed, overshadowed by another letter lying beneath. It trembled in Lily's small hands as she opened it, revealing the crushing weight of familial expectations that once silenced her mother's dreams. Images of her mother's tear-streaked face flooded her mind. "What if?" Lily whispered. Those words echoed louder than before, twisting her heart. Before she could process what she'd uncovered, another photo fell from the chest, fluttering to the ground. It was Mr. Thompson, their beloved neighbor. Memories of warm cookies and endless laughter flickered in her mind, but now, whispers filled the town about his decline. Max whined softly, sensing her tension. Lily looked at him, confused and scared. "What happened to everyone?" she murmured, tears brimming in her eyes. Amidst her discoveries, connections between family and community felt frayed. That evening, as they strolled home, the hum of preparations for the 4th of July celebration filled the air. Families gathered, laughter and barbecues wafting by. Yet, Lily sensed an underlying current. Her parents, 2 people she adored, were struggling under the weight of unspoken truths. Dad's brave smile, Mom's distant gaze pierced through her heart. It was as if the town's cheers masked silent battles. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen." Now let's continue with tensions rising between her parents. Lily felt the need to bridge the gap. Holding Max close, she mulled over her newfound knowledge. Love should unite, not divide. But as emotions ignited and accusations flew during their family discussions, the weight of the secrets everyone carried loomed large. Would she have the courage to confront these hurts? To help her mother reclaim her dreams, to show her father that he didn't have to hide his struggles. As firecrackers lit the sky, a choice lay before her, a fragile thread of hope amidst the chaos. Could Lily's bravery mend what felt irrevocably broken, or would it shatter into pieces never to be whole again? The night air crackled, whispers of the past hung heavy, leaving one question looming: was Lily ready to be the spark that could ignite healing, or would the fears of yesterday drown out the flicker of hope? The sun dipped below the horizon, spilling a warm glow over Maplewood, but within Lily's home, shadows deepened. The sound of laughter and celebration outside only heightened the tension inside. As fireworks exploded overhead, Lily felt like she was sitting in a silent void, her heart pounding louder than the pops and crackles in the sky. Max rested his head on her lap, sensing her turmoil. "What do I do, Max?" she whispered, her voice barely above a breath. The thought of what she had uncovered nagged at her. The chest had opened a door, but with it came a flood of fear and anxiety about the truths she might need to face. "Maybe I can help them see," she murmured, determination flickering in her chest like a firework igniting. Smoothing Max's fur, she conjured a plan, one that felt like a wild leap into unknown waters. "Let us start with Mom," she decided, her tiny fist clenched at her side. Gathering courage, Lily tiptoed into the living room, where her parents sat, silent. Father stared at the flickering TV, eyes unfocused, while her mother, lost in thoughts, absently tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. The echoes of the outside world contrasted with the silence that wrapped around them. "Mom, Dad," she began, her voice shaking slightly. They turned to her, surprised. She took a deep breath, recalling the letters and photos filled with dreams and fears. "I found something today, something about dreams." The words spilled out, fueled by an urgency she didn't fully understand. Her mother's brows knitted together, concern flaring across her face. "What do you mean, sweetie? What did you find?" "It's important," Lily pushed on. "I saw how you used to run, how happy you were. I saw Dad in a photo, looking proud. And Mr. Thompson, he needs help, too." She paused, glancing at each parent. "We all need to talk about what's hidden." The silence that followed felt heavy. Her father's lips pressed into a tight line, and her mother glanced away, tears pooling in her eyes. But Lily pressed on, the weight of the moment propelling her forward. "If we don't talk, we'll stay stuck." Like a bird in a cage, her words hung there, trembling in the air. To her surprise, her mother's resolve cracked, a tear slipping down her cheek. "Oh, Lily," she said softly, and for the first time in a long time, she reached out, pulling her daughter into a hug. "I'm scared, too," Lily admitted, allowing the warmth of her mother's embrace to melt the tension. "But we need to be brave. What's the point of worrying if we can't love each other?" Dad shifted, the tension in his shoulders easing minutely. "You're right," he finally said, a softness creeping into his voice. "We've been holding on to too much." As more fireworks erupted outside, bursting into vivid colors that lit the living room through the window, Lily felt a swell of hope. Maybe this was the start. Maybe just a few honest words could start to unravel the secrets, but then, Max barked sharply, jolting her from her warm bubble. The sound echoed through the room, breaking the moment. Lily turned. From the window, shadows flitted across the lawn as a figure darted past the light. "What was that?" her mother whispered, a new tension filling her voice. Lily's heart raced again, the warmth of connection quickly turning to worry. "I don't know, should we check?" Suddenly, she felt a pull, a need to protect her family, just like the secrets they were unearthing. The night was alive, and the unknown was whispering to her, asking her to uncover more. "Let us go find out," she urged, determination flooding back in. Lily took a deep breath and, without another word, led her family out toward the flickering lights of the 4th of July celebration, ready to face whatever lay ahead together. But as they stepped outside, could her courage stand against the darkness that threatened to surface, or would hidden truths come crashing in like thunder? The cool night air brushed against Lily's face, snapping her out of the warm cocoon she had created indoors. The chaos of laughter and fireworks surrounded them as they stepped out. It was surreal how the world outside felt so alive while she felt like she was walking into a storm. "Where did you see the figure?" her dad asked, scanning the neighborhood under the colorful burst of fireworks. "I think it went toward the park," Lily replied, her heart still racing but fueled by an unyielding curiosity. Each step toward the park felt like stepping onto a stage, uncertain but ready to perform. Max's tail whipped back and forth, mirroring her rising excitement mixed with a hint of anxiety. She felt him tugging at her pant leg, urging her forward. "Let us go," she said, her voice stronger than she felt. They moved toward the grassy expanse, illuminated by the lights and noise of the celebration. The air hung heavy with the sweet scent of cotton candy and grilled burgers. People mingled happily, yet Lily was transfixed on the shadows that danced at the edge of the tree-line. Just as they reached the park entrance, a familiar voice caught her attention. "Lily! There you are!" It was Clara, her best friend, looking frantic. "What's wrong, Clara?" Lily asked, concern rising in her chest. "I saw someone acting weird by the trees. I think they were looking at you." "I got scared and ran," Clara gasped, her eyes wide with fear. Lily's heart skipped a beat. "The figure from before? We have to check it out," she decided, glancing back at her parents. Neither looked enthused, but her mother nodded in understanding. "Stay close," her father instructed, his vigilance steeling her nerves. With Max leading the way and Clara close behind, they approached the shadows. Blinking fireworks illuminated the path ahead, revealing a tangle of branches and bushes. Every rustle sent a shiver down her spine. "Is anyone there?" Lily called out, her voice bouncing off the trees. Silence. "Maybe it left," Clara suggested, her voice wavering. "Or maybe it's waiting for us," Lily replied quietly, her pulse quickening. She couldn't shake the feeling that this was connected to everything: the letters, the chest, the hidden emotions trapped within her family. They pressed on, each step lighter yet laden with trepidation. Suddenly, Max barked again, this time more assertively. The silhouette she had glimpsed darted out from behind a vast oak tree. A figure emerged, short and hunched, clutching something in its hands. "Who are you?" Lily shouted, steadied by the weight of her family's presence right behind her. The figure paused, and a flicker of recognition washed over her. "Lily?" The shadowy figure croaked, voice strained but familiar. "Mr. Thompson?" She replied, disbelief threading through her voice. Her teacher's father had always been full of mystery, an enigmatic presence in their small town. "What are you doing here?" His eyes darted around, scanning the edges of the park as if searching for safety. You shouldn't be here," he stammered, a hint of panic creeping with each word. Lily stepped forward, emboldened by her earlier resolve. "But we could help you. The letters, I found something. You need to tell us what's going on." A reluctant silence enveloped them, heavy with unsaid fears. As the bursts of fireworks dimmed, Lily's breath hitched. What more had she uncovered, and why had it led them to this anxious moment? Unbeknownst to her, the answers were dancing in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to leap out. Would uncovering Mr. Thompson's secrets also unveil the ones hovering within her own family? Just then, a loud pop burst in the distance, drawing attention away from them. "What was that?" Clara cried, eyes wide once more. Lily's heart raced anew. The night was alive with more than just celebration, and the shadows were darker than they seemed. They had taken the first steps into uncovering the truth. But the real question lingered in the air: were they ready for what would follow? The sudden pop echoed like a gunshot, jolting everyone. Lily's pulse quickened, and panic fluttered in her chest. Mr. Thompson's eyes widened, reflecting pure fear. "Quick! We need to go now." He seemed to forget them for a moment, glancing over his shoulder as if a ghost was right behind him. "Wait!" Lily protested, her feet refusing to move. The whirlwind of celebration around them faded into a distant hum. "You can't just leave. What are you hiding?" Mr. Thompson looked torn, shifting nervously as he clutched the minimal thing in his hands tighter. "You don't understand. It's not safe. I can't." His voice trailed off, a blend of desperation and dread. "Lily, we should really go," Clara said quietly, glancing toward the park entrance where families were now scattering, laughter replaced with worried murmurs. "No!" Lily exclaimed, feeling the weight of all that had happened. "Mr. Thompson, please. We need to know." Her voice quivered, but there was a certain determination in her tone that echoed through the dark trees. After a beat, Mr. Thompson fixed his gaze on her. His expression shifted, and for a fleeting moment, she saw a trace of the kind, wise man she recognized from school. I found something. Something I wasn't supposed to. He finally admitted, lowering his voice. But it's bigger than you understand. What do you mean? Lily's heart raced, caught between fear and an unquenchable thirst for the truth. He stepped forward, casting a glance around them as if carefully choosing his words. It involves your family, Lily. Things you don't know, things about your mother and father. About Mom? Lily's breath caught in her throat. She thought about the letters, the chest, and the strange dreams that always returned to her, pictures and voices she couldn't quite grasp. Max growled softly, sensing the tension in the air. Listen to me, Mr. Thompson said, his voice barely above a whisper now. Whatever you think you found, it's only the beginning. I have proof. But if people get wind of it, it could lead to danger for your family. You must promise me you won't speak of this to anyone else. Danger? Clara whispered, her eyes darting to where the families were now hurrying away, hearts pounding in unison with Lily's. Just promise. He insisted, his eyes wild with panic. This is about more than you, more than me. For a moment, uncertainty hovered above them like a fog. Should she trust him? But the more she looked into Mr. Thompson's frightened eyes, the more she felt the weight of his fear. I promise, Lily finally said, her voice trembling, yet full of resolve. Mr. Thompson nodded, relief washing over his face. Good. Meet me at my place tomorrow night. We can talk more there. Wait. Clara interjected. What will happen? You can't just walk away like this. But the urgency in Mr. Thompson's eyes flickered again. I have to go. They're coming. He glanced over his shoulder once more, then turned to dart back into the trees. Lily watched him disappear, her heart acting like a wild drum. Did you hear that? She turned to Clara. It's about my family, something I need to know. Do you think he was really telling the truth? Clara asked, her voice shaking slightly. I have to find out, Lily replied, determination setting in. Whatever it is, it's time to uncover the truth. Behind them, the echoes of the festival dulled, leaving them standing in the darkness, feeling like they were on the brink of something big. Suddenly, another loud bang echoed in the distance, followed by shouts. The world felt dangerously unstable. Clara, Lily said, gripping her friend's arm, what if that figure wasn't the only secret waiting to be found tonight? With that thought, an overwhelming mixture of dread and excitement surged through her. She had taken the first step into a web of family secrets. What else awaited? Let us go, Clara urged, her voice barely above a whisper as she looked back at the path leading deeper into the park. No backing down now. Perhaps lurking ahead was more than merely darkness. It felt almost like destiny, but was she ready for what lay ahead? The path felt different now, darker, filled with possibilities that made Lily shiver. She took a step forward, her eyes scanning the shadows. Clara followed closely, her unease palpable. Do you really think we'll find something? Clara whispered as they moved deeper into the park. The festive lights were fading behind them, leaving only an ink-blue sky dotted with stars. Mr. Thompson wouldn't have said anything if it didn't matter, Lily replied, her voice steady despite the flutter of uncertainty within her. She thought of the letters, those faint whispers of her past that beckoned her like the soft rustle of leaves. Max, ever vigilant, stayed close to Lily, his nose twitching at every mysterious scent. Just ahead, a narrow trail branched off, almost concealed by overgrown bushes. Something inside her felt drawn to it. Look! Lily pointed, excitement mingled with fear. Clara hesitated but followed her gaze. What if it's just more darkness? Or maybe it's what we need, Lily insisted. We can't turn back now. Nervously, Clara nodded, and they ventured down the narrow path. As they stepped into the clearing, the moonlight revealed a large tree standing resolutely, the kind that seemed to guard secrets. There, nestled at the base, was an old, weathered box. Do you see that? Clara breathed, her eyes wide. Yeah. Lily knelt beside the box, her heart hammering as she brushed away the dirt with her fingers. It looks like something from a fairy tale. The box creaked as she pried it open. Inside lay a stack of faded papers, photographs, and a small, ornate key. She gasped, her breath catching in her throat. These are family photos. Clara peered over her shoulder, her eyes widening. Are they? Look! Lily exclaimed, pulling out a photo of a woman who looked strikingly like her mother, laughing in a garden surrounded by flowers. This is she trailed off, squinting at the name written on the back. Evelyn? Who is Evelyn? The name sparked something in Lily's memory, a flicker of a conversation she overheard once, hushed tones and grave looks. Her heart began to race as she turned the aged photograph in her hands. What if she is connected to my parents? Maybe Mr. Thompson knows, Clara suggested, glancing back at the path behind them. But we need to be careful. If he said danger is coming, we shouldn't linger. Before they could react further, another sound pierced the night, a distant siren, growing closer. The two girls exchanged anxious glances as the reality of their situation began to crystallize. Was this connected to whatever secret Mr. Thompson had tried to warn them about? Lily, we should leave. Now. Clara tugged at her sleeve, the urgency clear in her voice. Just one more moment, Lily insisted, refusing to let the fear rush her. What if there's more in here? With shaky hands, she lifted the remaining papers. Among them was a crumpled letter, the ink faint, yet it bore a familiar scent, the scent of home. She took a deep breath, teasing it apart and reading it aloud, her voice trembling. To my dearest Evelyn, I never meant for you to find this. What? What does it say? Clara urged, peering in closer. This isn't just about me, about my family. It's, Lily's voice faltered. It's about a secret that could change everything. Suddenly, another loud crack echoed through the night, closer this time. They were not alone in the darkness. The sirens drew nearer, signaling something urgent and chaotic. We have to go, Lily. Clara insisted, panic rising in her voice. Lily carefully tucked the letter and the photographs into her backpack, keeping the key in her pocket. We need to get back to town. I don't know what we'll find, but I'm sure it's not just history. It's our future too. We can't ignore it. As they retraced their steps, the shadows felt more oppressive, alive with secrets they hadn't yet uncovered. Lily, what if we've stirred something up? Clara whispered, her anxiety palpable. Then we face it together, Lily replied, her pulse quickening, a mixture of fear and determination thrumming through her veins. Whatever it is, we're in this now. But what awaited them in the light of morning? The truth, it seemed, was only just beginning to unravel. The echo of the sirens sliced through the air, sharp and insistent. Clara's grip tightened on Lily's arm as they hurried back along the path. The world around them felt twisted, shadows clinging like whispers of the night. Do you think they're coming for us? Clara breathed, her breath quickening. I don't know, Lily admitted, the fear gnawing at her heart. Every rustle in the underbrush made her jump. But we can't let them catch us out here. Max trotted beside them, ears perked, intently scanning for any sign of danger. He seemed to sense the tension, picking up on the energy as they moved in unison, each footfall a race against time. As they neared the park entrance, the sirens grew fainter, yet the adrenaline surged within Lily. She could barely focus on what lay in her backpack, the photographs, the letters, all mysteries waiting for her to unravel. The name Evelyn floated in her mind like a message in a bottle, casting ripples of curiosity. Once they broke free from the clutches of the trees, Clara stopped outside the park gates, her chest heaving. What now? We need to tell someone, but who? We could go back to Mr. Thompson, Lily suggested, her eyes scanning the quiet street ahead. He's the only one who knows anything about this. Do you think he'll help us? Clara asked, doubt creeping into her voice. He has to, Lily replied, trying to sound more confident than she felt. He warned us for a reason. Just then, a flicker of light in the distance caught her eye, headlights cutting through the night. Panic struck as she realized it was too early for dawn. Clara, we should move. They're coming. The girls darted down the street, Max leading the way, tail high, as if guiding them to safety. They turned the corner and dashed into a nearby alleyway, breathless. As they pressed against the cool brick wall, Lily fumbled for the letter tucked deep in her backpack, pulling it out in a hurry. What if there's something in here that can help us? She said, sifting through the pages, trembling fingers barely able to hold them steady. The faint scent of home lingered, but now it felt heavy with mystery. Focus, Lily. We need answers, not distractions, Clara urged, biting her lip. Suddenly, she pointed to a nearby streetlight. There's an old cafe just down the way. I think they might still be open. We can read it there. Good idea, Lily agreed, moving cautiously towards it, her pulse racing. As they stepped inside the cafe, they were greeted by the warm glow of vintage lights, the smell of coffee brewing, and a faint sound of jazz playing softly in the background. It felt safe, a sanctuary for a few precious moments. They found a small table in the back, settling in. Clara poured herself a cup of hot chocolate, steaming against the cool air, while Max lay quietly beside her, often looking up with curious eyes. Okay, let us see what this letter is hiding, Lily said, taking a deep breath, her heart pounding in anticipation. She unfolded the paper again. As she read the letter aloud, her voice shaky but determined, the words began to reveal a deeper story. To my dearest Evelyn, there are words that should never be unsaid. Every line seemed to pull them deeper into the past secrets of love, loss, and hidden connections that span generations. The further she read, the more she began to feel the weight of her family's history, layers unraveling that she never knew existed. I can't believe this. This is about more than just us, Lily whispered, her brow furrowing in realization. What if Evelyn wasn't just a name? What if she had a past tied to everything happening now? Clara's eyes widened, the pieces in their mind starting to fit together like an intricate puzzle. What if this is the link we've been searching for? But just as they reached the climax of the letter, an insistent knock rumbled through the cafe, causing heads to turn. The door swung open, a figure stepping in from the cold. His expression was urgent, eyes frantically scanning the room. Lily. Clara. There you are. You have to come with me, now. Lily's heart dropped. Who was this man? And what new danger awaited them just as they began to uncover the truth? The man standing in the doorway wasn't just a stranger, there was an intensity in his eyes that sent chills down Lily's spine. She felt her heart race, the moment stretching like a rubber band ready to snap. Who are you? Clara shot out, protective instinct flaring. Jason, he replied breathlessly, pushing back the hood of his jacket, revealing tousled brown hair that glimmered under the cafe's lights. I'm a friend of your dad's. We don't have time. They're looking for you. We need to get you out of here. What do you mean they're looking for us? Lily asked, a mix of dread and confusion weaving through her. I can explain everything, but we need to move. Before they could respond, a low growl from Max cut through the tension. His ears were perked, and his body tensed as he faced the entrance. In that moment, a chill crept into the cafe, as if an unseen shadow slinked through the door just as it closed behind Jason. Trust me, please, he urged, his voice hungrier for their faith than for their trust. They're serious. We're not safe here. Clara exchanged a glance with Lily, uncertainty overwhelming their initial instincts. But the urgency in his voice was suffocating. I saw something back at the park. I don't know what it is yet, but it connects to Evelyn, Lily stammered, the revelations of the letter still swimming in her mind, spurring her curiosity even amidst the fear. "What do you mean?" Jason's brows knotted, the tension tightening the space between them. "It's complicated, but I sensed that their essay reason were being chased," she explained, her voice trembling. "And it all ties back to this letter, to family secrets." "Family secrets?" Jason's expression shifted, a flicker of recognition in his eyes. "Where is this letter?" Before Lily could answer, another round of harsh knocks echoed, louder this time. "Lily! Clara! I know you're in there. Open the door." Panic tightened around them. They huddled together, bracing against the weight of the situation pressing down like a heavy fog. "They're getting closer." "We can't let them in," Jason said, voice low, eyes darting between the door and the girls. "What do we do?" Clara whispered, fear trembling in her voice. Jason turned towards the back entrance of the cafe. "Follow me. We'll get through the alley behind the building. I know a shortcut." As they dashed towards the back, the door shuddered under the weight of the knocks, urgent and demanding. Max kept close, his low growl resonating with an instinct that something dark loomed just outside their sanctuary. "Jason, wait!" Lily gasped. "What about my things?" "We can get them later," he insisted, moving forward quickly. "You need to trust me. Your safety comes first." Clara hesitated but grabbed Lily's shoulder, a silent agreement to follow. They bolted out the back door into the chilly night air, the world feeling raw and electric around them. Just as they rushed into the alley, Jason stopped short, turning to them. "There's something you need to know about your family, something that might change everything." "What?" Clara pressed, but before he could reply, a loud crash reverberated from the cafe, making the ground shake beneath them. Lily's heart thundered. They were running towards answers, but what if those answers put them in more danger? "Come on, we've got to move," Jason urged again, pulling them forward. But with every step they took, uncertainty coiled tighter around them. The past was catching up, and secrets started unraveling under the weight of urgency. And just as they turned the corner, an unmistakable sound sliced through the air. The sirens were back, closer than before. "What do we do?" Clara shouted, panic lacing her voice. Lily felt the knot in her stomach tighten. They were in deeper than they had ever intended. "Just keep running," Jason yelled, and they sprinted ahead into the unknown, the promises of the past calling out, lingering like shadows behind them. What had they unleashed, and was it already too late to turn back? The alley was a maze of shadows and echoes, with every footstep reverberating against the brick walls. Jason led the way, glancing back frequently, his brow furrowing deeper with each passing second. Clara held Lily's hand tightly, her palm sweaty and trembling. "Where are we going?" Clara gasped, her breath coming in quick bursts. "Just a few blocks away. There's a place where we can hide for a while," Jason replied, urgency thick in his voice. Lily's heart raced, not just from their flight but also from the weight of what they might uncover. A surge of fear and thrill intertwined as she recalled the words in the letter. "You said you knew something about my family. What is it? Please, we have to know." At that moment, they turned a corner, and the brightness from a streetlight sliced through the darkness, illuminating Jason's face. For the briefest of moments, Lily caught a look of worry mingled with determination. "Your mom, she wasn't just Evelyn. She was more than you know." He hesitated, his voice dropping to a whisper, as if the very wind might snatch his words away. "There's a reason they're after you. It's not just because you're her daughters." "What does that mean?" Clara asked, her voice barely above a whisper despite the pounding of their hearts. "There's a legacy your mother left behind, something powerful. And it's connected to those who want to control it. You've already tapped into something, and now they want it back." Lily's breath hitched. "You mean the letter? It unlocks something?" "Yes. Your mother was trying to protect you from it all. But now that they know you're involved, it's dangerous. His eyes flickered to something behind them, and Lily felt her pulse quicken. The sirens grew louder, a wailing chorus merging with the thud of her heart. They were closing in. "Keep moving," Jason urged them as they sprinted past an old, rusted dumpster. The air was thick with anxiety and the smell of dampness filled her lungs, but they pressed on. Each new alleyway they crossed felt like a step deeper into the unknown. Do you think they know where we are?" Clara asked, her breath hitching in her throat. "It's possible," Jason replied, glancing over his shoulder. "We need to find that place soon." "What if there's nothing to find?" Lily whispered, panic creeping in. It felt as if they were running from shadows, from something inevitable that would catch them no matter where they fled. "There is something, I promise you," Jason said, his voice firm. "But you have to trust me. We have to keep moving and stay hidden." Just then, Max let out a sharp growl, his body rigid, and the girls paused. Their breaths formed clouds in the cold night air as they listened. From the corner of her eye, Lily saw a figure emerge from behind a parked car. A glint of metal caught the streetlight. "Run!" Jason shouted, nearly dragging Clara and Lily along with him. They dashed further down the alley, racing toward an old warehouse looming ahead, its windows dark and empty. "Inside! Quick!" Jason said, pushing them toward the door that creaked open. They stumbled inside. The smell of rust and stale air hit them like a wall. Barely catching their breaths, they pressed against the far wall, straining to listen. The sirens faded, but heavy footsteps echoed outside. "I think we lost them," Jason panted, still peering out the door. Lily looked around the dim space. This place felt charged with history, like an old secret waiting to be revealed. "What do we do now?" Jason turned back, determination etched into his face. "We find what your mother left behind. We uncover the truth and make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands." As they gathered themselves, an uneasy silence enveloped them, punctuated only by their ragged breathing. "What exactly are we looking for?" Clara asked, her voice trembling. Before Jason could answer, the distant thud of heavy footsteps grew louder, echoing through the empty warehouse. "There's not much time," he said, urgency spilling from his voice. Lily felt the weight of the moment. Could the secrets they were about to uncover be the key to everything? What if they weren't alone in this place? As a shadow flickered across the floor, she asked herself, could they really find safety and answers here, or would the darkness engulf them instead? Lily's heart pounded in her chest, each beat a reminder of the danger lurking outside. She scanned the warehouse, her eyes adjusting to the gloom. Old crates lined the walls, and dust motes floated in the faint light seeping through cracked windows. Every creak sounded amplified, as if it echoed their fears. "Is there anything here?" Clara murmured, her voice shaking. Jason squinted, focusing on the shadows at the back of the warehouse. "We'll find something. Just stay close." He moved toward a stack of boxes, pushing aside the top one with little more than a huff. Dust billowed into the air. "What if they come in?" Clara whispered, her grip tightening on Lily's hand. "They won tea," Jason reassured her, biting his lip as he waved away the dust. "This place is old, abandoned. We just need to get lucky." Lily's eyes darted around, feeling the weight of 1,000 unspoken words in the air. What kind of legacy did Mom leave? What are we supposed to find? Jason paused, lifting something from the box, a tattered journal. The cover was worn down, the leather cracked and delicate. "This," he replied, his voice regaining some of its steadiness as he handed it to Lily. "It might have clues." Lily took the journal, feeling the rough texture beneath her fingertips. She hesitated, then thumbed through its pages. Handwritten notes filled them, overlapping lines of handwriting she recognized from the letters her mother used to write. A pang of longing surged through her. It felt like a piece of her mother was still alive within those pages. "Can you read it?" Clara asked, peering over her shoulder. It looks like a diary, Lily began, her voice trailing off. But it's all in code? I don't understand. Maybe there are key phrases that stand out. Something that connects to what your mother warned you about, Jason suggested, clearly frustrated. He paced, glancing toward the door as if expecting someone to burst in. As Lily rifled through, a few loose papers fluttered out, scattering across the cold floor. She bent down to pick them up, but one caught her eye, an envelope with her name scrawled across it. Wait, she said, holding it tightly before sliding her fingers underneath the flap. What's that? Clara asked, breathless. It's from Mom. Lily pulled the note out and quickly scanned it. She wrote this before her voice wobbled. She was scared. The sound of footsteps thundering outside cut through their moment of connection. A bolt of fear shot through them, and instinct kicked in. Hide! Jason urged, his eyes wide. He motioned to an alcove behind a stack of crates. They scrambled, finding refuge just as the warehouse door groaned open. The light spilled in, revealing silhouettes against the dark. Jason's breath quickened. He nodded at Lily to keep her head down. Lily's heart raced as she clutched the note tightly, every word echoing in her mind. Stay quiet, she whispered to Clara, who pressed against her, trembling. They're here. Clara's voice was a fragile breath. Lily could see shadows moving around the room, and her mind raced with questions. Who were they? What did they want? Suddenly, Max growled, low and menacing. The soft thud of boots stopped, and then one of the shadows leaned closer. I heard something. Lily felt the weight of the moment pressing down. This was her family's past in danger, and now she had to protect it, but just as they paused, the journal slipped from her fingers, the pages fluttering one by one across the floor, drawing attention. Look! A harsh voice shouted. Search the place. Panic surged through her. What else could they lose? What other secrets would be uncovered? As silhouettes loomed closer, Lily couldn't help but wonder, in this fight for their legacy, would they uncover truth, or was it all destined to fall into darkness? With her breath caught in her throat, she glanced at Jason and Clara, knowing they had one chance left. Would they fight back, or would fear decide their fate? The atmosphere in the warehouse shifted to one tense with uncertainty. Shadows danced with every flicker of the light from outside, and Lily clutched the letter from her mother, its edges crinkling in her taut grip. Everything felt like it was spiraling fast, yet somehow, sadness clung to her heart like a fog. As the men moved through the old space, their voices low and urgent, Lily felt a fierce wave of protectiveness. This was more than just her family's past, it was about who they were and what they were willing to fight for. Just then, the door slammed open wider, and the cool night air rushed in along with the unmistakable tension radiating off the intruders. Search every corner, commanded a rough voice that made her stomach plunge. Max, sensing the danger, let out a low growl, and Clara squeezed Lily's hand tighter, terror written on her face. What do we do? Clara whispered, panic lacing her tone. We stay quiet, Jason urged, his eyes scanning for an escape route. Whatever happens, we need to stay hidden. Heart pounding, Lily focused on her mother's words from the letter, words that echoed of hope, resilience, and the power of love. I can't lose this, she thought, determination swelling deep within her. The men moved closer, talking in hushed tones. We know she left something behind. It has to be here, the leader said, frustration bubbling to the surface. Find it. Lily held her breath, listening intently. This was it. If they found the journal or the letter, every secret they uncovered could be lost. But then, as footsteps echoed near their hiding place, a moment of clarity struck her. We have to fight for this, she thought, letting the fire ignite within her. When one of the men stepped directly in front of them, peering right towards their hiding spot, Lily's instincts kicked in. Now! She hissed. In a flash, Jason grabbed a nearby metal pipe from the ground, brandishing it as a shield while he jumped out from their refuge, catching the man off guard. "Run!" he shouted, urgency ringing in his voice. Clara darted to the right, pulling Lily along with her. Every adrenaline-fueled step took them closer to the exit. "Not this way!" Jason shouted, redirecting them. The three kids bolted deeper into the warehouse, fleeing down a narrow corridor lined with ancient crates and forgotten items. As they reached the end, a swift motion caught her eye, a flicker of light from a hidden door. Clenching the letter to her chest, Lily hurled herself towards it with Clara and Jason hot on her heels. The door creaked open, revealing a staircase leading downward. "Go, go, go!" she urged, shoving her friends ahead of her. They stumbled down the stairs, breathing ragged and wild. The air here was thick with dust and must, almost like they were stepping back in time. Just then, the sound of struggle erupted from above them, a loud crash followed by angry shouts. "It's going to be okay," Jason reassured, but even he didn't sound sure. "We'll find a way out." The small room at the base of the stairs was dimly lit, covered in shadows. A single beam of light shined through a cracked window, illuminating stacks of boxes filled with forgotten memories. But amidst the chaos, something caught Lily's eye, a glint of metal on a crowded shelf. Her heart raced as she moved closer and recognized it immediately, a key, identical to the one her mother had kept all her life. This might open something," she whispered, feeling the weight of its significance. "Lily! We have to go," Clara urged, glancing behind them where the chaos erupted from above. "Just a second," she whispered, fingers brushing over the key, feeling that it was weighted with more than just metal. It was a beacon of hope. Suddenly, a crash echoed through the room, followed by shouting. Panicked, she shoved the key into her pocket and turned to her friends. "Whatever it leads to, we have to find out." Through the shadows, Jason opened another door, leading to the back alley outside. The scent of fresh air filled their lungs as they stumbled into the cool night. But the moment was short-lived. The sirens blared loudly, and they could hear voices closing in. "This is it," Jason said, urgency lacing every word. "Follow me." With the key still secured in her pocket, Lily sprinted alongside Clara and Max, emerging into freedom at last. The streets felt vast and empty under the moonlight, yet they were free to run. In the distance loomed the outline of the park, the heart of their town where it had all begun, a place where hidden childhood laughter had once overshadowed the darkness now creeping into their lives. "Here!" Jason shouted. "This way!" He pointed towards a grove of trees, and they ducked inside, breathing heavily against the sudden chill. "What now?" Clara panted, looking around as if the shadows might swallow them again. "The only way to make this right is to face it," Lily said, drawing a deep and steadying breath. "We need to confront the truth. We need to meet Mr. Thompson." With determined nods, they turned to head back toward the park, minds racing with possibilities. Love, secrets, and hope intertwined in their hearts as they made their way into the night, poised for a confrontation that would forge their destinies. As they stepped into the sparkling galaxy of memories in Maplewood, there was a sense of urgency, a solemn vow that they would face whatever truth came their way together. There would be no turning back from that pivotal moment. And so, they left the shadows behind, walking toward the light, hearts ablaze with courage. This was their legacy, theirs to protect not just from the darkness of hidden truths, but to weave a narrative of healing, love, and connection. Together, they would rewrite the story. If you're feeling inspired by Lily's determination and bravery, this is the moment to show your support. You need to subscribe immediately to our channel so you don't miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help us reach more true fans who appreciate this journey. Comment your reactions and feelings about this incredible ending. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Don't wait not even one more second to share. These stories are for you.